What's going on, guys? Asher with Hidden Profits Crypto here. Before we get into today's video, as usual, I want to give a huge thanks to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We got a lot of new subscribers, so if you're new, welcome. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure to do so. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We show a lot of low cap altcoins, hidden gems, and other great projects. So if that sounds interesting to you and you don't want to miss out, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's video. All right, so today we are going to be taking a look at a DeFi gaming project, and I have to say I am extremely excited about this one. I found it a few days ago. I've been doing the research for this video as well as actually playing the game. So without getting too into it, this game is built on the Harmony network that has extremely low fees, so it makes it great for a game like this. There is a ton of features in the game, including a decentralized exchange. There's LP pools or gardens. There's a bank that you can put your token that we're going to look at called Jewel. You can stake that in there for something called X Jewel. And there's a lot of other things. So without getting too far into it, this is a good one. You guys are going to want to make sure you watch all the way through, because at the end, we're going to actually take a look at the game and I'll show you guys what I got going on farming wise. And anyways, let's go ahead and just get into it. All right, so here we are at the Twitter at DeFi Kingdoms. So you can see here the token Jewel, a game, a DEX, a liquidity pool opportunity, and a market of rare utility driven NFTs. So the Discord is here, Telegram here, and the website, they have 54,000 followers. And as always, you guys can come over here, follow them, and check their feed and everything for recent news and updates. But besides that, I just noticed I'm not even following them, so let me fix that there. But yeah, make sure to follow them. Let's head over to the coin market cap. We're gonna look at some things there. Then we're gonna take a look at the website. All right, so here is the DeFi Kingdoms coin market cap. We can see here we have a circulating supply of 28,806,000 Jewel with a max supply of 500 million. We have 24-hour volume of 111,000, fully diluted market cap at 4.3 billion, and a market cap of 246 million. You can see the price is currently $8.76. And yeah, here's a look at the chart. Not a lot of information here on the chart, but it kind of has just been up and down. With the recent market conditions, that's not really surprising to me. But one thing I do like to see when looking at this is it's basically kind of within the same price range. You can see here that it got up to $10.89. We'll kind of ignore that big spike there. But then the lowest was down to $5.16. But more or less staying in this $6 to $8 range. And it seems to be finding support around this $8 region. So that's good news. But that is there, so you guys can look a little bit more in depth here if you'd like to. But we are going to go over to the website. So here we are at DeFiKingdoms.com. They have the docs, tutorial, charts, and audit up here at the top. The play we will take a look at, but the Twitter, GitHub, Discord, Telegram, YouTube, and Instagram, all of their links are right there if you'd like to go and follow them to stay up to date. So welcome to the Kingdom, a DeFi game built on the blockchain designed with usable NFTs. So there's a little video here you guys can watch, but you can see #1 game on Harmony. They show some of the characters and some of their stats and the things they have going on. You can see like the purpose and name and all that, so that's cool. So here is the main token for the project, and that is Jewel. So the Jewel token is built and traded on the Harmony One platform using the Uniswap v2 protocol. Secure, fast, and with extremely low trading fees, you'll be earning rewards in no time. So here we are at the game features. So first we have swap tokens, including and most importantly Jewel tokens. So like I said, there is a decentralized exchange built into the game, which we will take a look at when we look at the game. So you can create LP pair to get Jewel LP and start mining in our liquidity farming pools. Gardens, add liquidity in the gardens to unlock Jewel token rewards. There is a bank, so you can earn staking bonuses in the bank. Heroes, enlist, which are these little cards and stuff that they show, the little characters. That's what the heroes are. Enlist your heroes to defend the gardens and unlock your locked farming tokens faster, and we'll go more into depth later with what that means. And then these are some things that are still to come. We have land, which you'll be able to purchase land to build a kingdom of your own, gather resources, build improvements, and watch your kingdom thrive. I definitely think this is really, really cool. Not only having the characters and all the DeFi protocols built into the game, but also, you know, they'll have land where you can kind of customize your own little kingdom. That's cool. Buildings decide how to improve your kingdom and show off your improvements on the world map. So I'm assuming these the buildings will be NFTs, as well as the land. And I do believe that they did a random pick for, I think, like 25 people. They did a snapshot. You had to be holding a certain amount of X Jewel, I believe, to get in that, but there will still be sales, as far as I know, for the land in the future. And equipment. So you'll be able to craft your own equipment to give your warrior heroic powers and good looks. So that's really cool as well. So this is a MMORPG. It's not exactly that at the current moment, but that is their final goal. I do love MMORPGs, which is another thing that kind of dragged me in. And I do actually really like the pixel art style of the game. It's kind of reminds me of Pokemon from back in the day. So here is the roadmap. You guys can kind of go through and look more if you want to, but we are going to go through the roadmap a little bit more in detail here in just a minute, so I don't want to go over the same thing over and over again. But you can read the white paper here. As I suggest, you guys always do your own research. I'm just some guy on the internet, so just because I think something's a good idea doesn't mean you guys should just ape your money into it. You know, I'm not a financial advisor. They're all just kind of my ideas and things that I think are going to be cool. This game is extremely cool to me, and even if I weren't earning money, I'd probably still want to play it, honestly. So yeah, there's that. So we are going to go ahead and head over to this. So this is under the docs. You guys can find it right here. But I kind of wanted to go over the roadmap on here. Now here's the Jewel tokenomics. I guess we'll look at this before we go to the roadmap. So the Jewel token has a hard cap of 500 million tokens. You can see the pre-minting of 10 million tokens will be pre-minted and distributed in the following ways. So multi-sig wallet treasury. And here's some of the founding members' wallet addresses and stuff like that if you want to donate. So I do suggest you guys go through and read this a little bit more in depth, but I don't want this video to be too long, and we do have a few more things to look at. So make sure to check that out. But we're going to go ahead and head over to the roadmap. So we're going to go to where we currently are. So this is what's going to be next. This is phase 2, Q4 of 2021. So the hero NFTs, we have that. So there are Gen 0 heroes, and you can see that 50 of those were given to random winners of people that had at least 5,000 X Jewel tokens in their bank balance as of September. So that was quite a while ago. But they have the quests out now, as well as different quest types like professions. So you have mining, fishing, gardening, and foraging to increase your jewel yield, farm for in-game items and currency, and gain XP. And then they will have dungeon raiding and PvE, raid dungeons for loot and XP. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the kingdoms and land. So during the third major phase, the fog of war of the world map will be rolled back to reveal mountains, ocean, deserts, dungeons, and kingdom plots available for purchase. So there will be a land auction, world map expansion. So they have 25 kingdom plots that were randomly given out on November 13th to people who had at least 5,000 X Jewel, like I said earlier. And 25 more kingdom plots will be given out randomly for people who have at least 1,000 X Jewel in their balance by November 13th, and that ended on December 11th. So it's unfortunate, but I'm sure there will be more opportunities to get land in the future. So buildings can be built within your kingdom and upgrade to increase their bonuses. Resource buildings can be built next to resource nodes to allow your kingdom to begin accumulating the resources you need to build more buildings and craft rare equipment for heroes. Other buildings can provide passive bonuses to your hero, improving their quest efficiency and stats. Still others can allow you to gain higher multipliers on your staking rewards in the garden. Buildings are a fun and exciting way to increase your effectiveness in the game. So I do like that not only are there going to be, you know, the ability to customize your own little kingdom with these buildings, but they are going to play a part in the game of you making even more passive bonuses. So not only for your heroes, but you know, also for your staking rewards in the gardens, and who knows what else they end up doing in the future. So then phase 5 will be equipment. So you'll be able to put equipment on your heroes. Heroes will be able to craft and equip and trade equipment NFTs. These equipment pieces range in rarity from common to mythic and will grant new passive and active abilities to your heroes, as well as increase their stats. And then there's some information about the amulet rewards. Unfortunately, I happen to be making this video 2 days after the snapshot. So in order to qualify for the snapshot, you had to have at least 100 X Joules by December 15th, which was 2 days ago. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So if you get in on the game now, you know, even though you might not be able to get this amulet, you might still be able to get more equipment in the future. So that is further in the future anyways. And then for phase 6, battle system PvE and PvP. So the heroes will be able to form parties of 3 and compete in regular PvP tournaments, which will award jewel prizes. So yeah, that is some of the future plans for the game. That wraps up the roadmap. So make sure to come here to this docs and check everything out. If you're interested in the lore or gameplay or facts, there is a bunch of information here. You can see it goes over kind of how everything works, the stats, the leveling, summoning, quests, professions, all that. You can see the rarities of the different cards. You have common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and mythic. You also have shinies. So if you played a card game, you know, you have like holographic cards. So that's what the shinies are. And then, you know, you can see through the rest of this. So I do definitely suggest that you guys come check it out. I don't really want this video to be like an hour long. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap that up there. But we are going to go over here to the game. So here we are. So I'm in the game. You can see I have about that much jewel, which is basically nothing. But my jewel is in the garden. So we will go over that. So I will zoom all the way out here. So these were the clouds that they were talking about that'll roll back and show, you know, the mountains and all the buyable land and all that. And there is this area up here, which there isn't a lot going on up here. So I'm sure they'll use that for something. But we'll just go ahead and start off with the marketplace. So here's the marketplace. You can kind of zoom in and out. So you just kind of basically click around. So the traders right here. You can go ahead. This is the decentralized exchange. So you can use one to purchase Jewel or any of the other tokens, 1 USDC, any Artemis, which I have for the liquidity pools. So all of that is right here. The fees are very low and it just goes through MetaMask. So then you have the vendor, which you can buy and sell the items. So here's some of the items. Now you do get the gold from doing questing and other stuff like that, but you can sell it here for gold as well. Then they have the druid up here at the top, and this is where you can deal with the liquidity pools. So you can see here some of the info. There's create a pool, or you can just go ahead and buy the seeds. So by buying the seeds, you're going to be adding the 2 tokens that you want to add to get the liquidity pool tokens. So for instance, I did the Jewel and Artemis pool. So here I would just add the max amount of Jewel or however much Jewel I want to add, and then it'll automatically put in the amount of MIS or Artemis that you're going to need for the liquidity pool tokens. And then you just go ahead through the process of that, kind of just like any other liquidity thing. But after you do that, that kind of wraps it up here for the market. So we'll go back to the world map. After you get your liquidity pool tokens, you can come over here to the gardens, and then you can throw them in the seed box. So here is all your token lists, your 2 pairs that you can throw in for liquidity pools. You can see this is the one that I have, the Jewel MIS. We'll look at the stats here in a second. 1 and 1 super bid. I've never even heard of that token. Jewel and XYA. Jewel and the 1 super bid, Jewel and Wrapped Matic, Jewel and FTM, Jewel and BSC BNB, Jewel and 1, and you get the picture. There's Luna, AVAX, there's a bunch. So the APRs are different and they get lower as you go down. So I just went ahead and threw mine in the top one. So you can see here currently getting 789.1% APR. Total deposited is currently 3 million. The pool reward allocation is 1.325%, and the emission rate is 0.1722 joule per block. So you can see here my unlocked rewards, I currently have 14 cents or 0.01548 joule. My locked rewards is 28 cents and 0.03143 joule. And then you can see my total rewards, which currently is 42 cents added up all together. Now, I will say this is about $80 or $90 worth of joule and MIS just split evenly and then thrown in here. I think it was like on more on the side of 80 bucks. And it's been in here for a couple hours. So obviously nothing crazy. I didn't, just ape in, but I did want to just be involved in it. So I'll kind of go over the reasons why I think right now farming the LP is your best bet. But before I do that, we'll look at the harvest box. So here is where you can get your harvest. You can harvest your joule. So the current locking rate is 67% until the block, this block, approximately 6.18 days at 2 seconds per block. And when it's changed to 65%. So if you claim now, you can receive the following rewards from my one planted garden, which would be my unlocked jewel. And then there's the locked jewel here. And now this locked jewel it'll be locked until around July 15th of 2022, which may seem like a long time, but there's other ways that you can kind of get some of that locked jewel out of there, at which time it will unlock linearly over the next year. So, I can claim this unlocked whenever I want. And honestly, what I'll probably end up doing when I do claim what I have, I'll just throw it back in here and just keep compounding, because I think that's kind of going to be the best strategy to go with that. But you can actually get some of this locked jewel out of here by having your heroes defend the garden, as well as mining, which is one of the proficiencies that unlocks some of your jewel over time. So I guess we'll go ahead and take a look here at the bank. So the bank is your basically second option for what you can do with your money. If you just want to buy jewel, you can go ahead and just buy jewel, and you can see here you can stake your jewel tokens and earn 1/3 of the generated trading fees. So when you go ahead and deposit the jewel tokens in here, it will give you X jewel. So basically it's going by this ratio. So if you put in 1.633 jewel, you'll get 1 jewel. So basically the more traffic that the game gets, the more this pool and this specific jewel will go up. As that goes up, obviously the ratio goes up, and your X jewel will still stay the same. But when you go to withdraw your jewel, if this ratio is higher, you'll be getting more. So this is also safe from impermanent loss, which I know a lot of people worry about when it comes to stuff like this. So if you wanted to go more of a long-term safe route, I think this might be your best bet. So you can see here your jewel token grows as the X jewel multiplier goes up. Tokens are 100% unlocked when they are claimed. The bank does not have any withdrawal fees, so that's nice also. So you go here, you claim it, and then you can just withdraw all the jewel. Once you withdraw the X jewel, it just automatically converts it back to regular jewel, and then you get back what you put in. So that's an option as well here. The next thing we can go ahead and take a look at here is the tavern. Now here at the tavern, we have the agent and the barkeeper. So the agent, if you go here, you can actually buy and sell and list your heroes for sale. So not only do the heroes have multiple different kinds of utility, but you can also hire them out, and people will pay you the jewel token to hire your hero. So here you can see, this is basically, these are like the lowest of the low cards here on the market. You can see the floor is basically like 40. So it kind of, there's some that are lower, there's some that are higher, but all of your filters are here on the side. If we take this all the way up and we'll go ahead and apply the page, these are basically the best of the best. These are the mythic, but it depends kind of on the generation. It depends on the class. It depends on how many summons, the stamina, the level, all that. But we'll just go ahead and go back to like a basic one because I kind of want to go over just kind of how the card works. So you can see the amount of summons here. You can actually use 2 different heroes and you can summon another hero. But we'll go over that when we look at the summons area. But your stamina, each quest takes a certain amount of stamina. So that depends on that there, how many quests you're gonna be able to do. And then this is just your XP bar. So as you do quests and other things, it'll level up the heroes. Your level here can go up. So here's the stats on the back of the card. You can see that, you know, they have strength, agility, endurance, wisdom, dexterity, vitality, intelligence, and luck. And then the professions, there's mining, gardening, fishing, and foraging. And then you can see who owns the NFT as well as the address. So that's kind of how your cards are classified. You have, you know, what types up here at the top as well as the gender. And then the classes kind of come into play with depending on some classes are better at certain things, as well as summoning. You have to use 2 of certain kinds to get other ones. So yeah, that kind of gives you guys, I guess, a basic idea. And then you can sell the heroes there as well. And then there's just the barkeeper. You can look at the hero catalog, which kind of has like all of them here that are minted, the hero viewer, and you can send heroes. So we'll just go ahead over here to the portal so I can kind of, I guess, explain this since we were just talking about it. So you can infuse a crystal by adding, so you would add a hero, you'd pick one, and then you can pick a second one, or you can hire out the hero to add it or to use it for your summon. And then you add these Gaia tiers here, and then you see there's a jewel hero fee. So when you add it in here, it'll tell you how much it's going to cost in jewel, and then you approve the tiers, approve the jewels, and then it will turn into a little NFT crystal, and then you'll get your new character up here by the summoner. So like I was saying, if it's a level 5 hero, you can increase this amount of Gaia tiers and you'll get better stats for whatever character it is that you get. If you're more interested in the game, you can kind of look into how the summoning works, because you can use, you know, say like this isn't exactly how it works, but you could use like a monk and then maybe a pirate, and then those 2 would go into like a paladin, and then the paladin and maybe another one, and then that turns into you know, whatever. So that's kind of how it works. Now, I'm not being exactly accurate on the combinations, but you get the idea. So we'll go ahead and go down here to the professions. So here you can see the professions, the miner, the fisher, and the gardener. Now, the fisher has quests, the miner is coming soon, the forager has quests, and the gardener is coming soon as well. So definitely interesting to see what they will do with the mining and the gardening, but you can send your little guys on quests. So you can see here, you can select up to 6 heroes, and then you see the amount of stamina that it costs. So it'd be 7 stamina or 5 for heroes that have fishing. So certain characters have specific professions as well, and that makes a difference. Then they have the meditation circle down here. This is where you can level up your heroes. So you enter the circle, you add your hero here, and then you can pick 1 stat up here, and that's a guaranteed level up. And then you have 2 stats here that you pick, and you have a 50% chance on both of them of leveling it up. And then the required runes. Honestly, I haven't looked into that enough to know even what that does. But you guys get the basic idea here for leveling up. So like I said, the character levels kind of matter, because if you're going to use them to summon, then you can get the better characters. And then they have the dock master. This is just relatively new, I believe. And this takes you to any swap, which is, yeah, you can pick some tokens, AVAX, and swap them between the different networks you can see here. So that's pretty neat. I'm assuming that this will come into play because there's going to be so many different ecosystems all linked to the game as they want to be bridging out. Like I said, they are going to be doing the AVAX one here shortly, so that'll be interesting to see. Also, there's this wishing well here, which I believe this is like how you can get Gaia tiers and some other things through questing through this. But there will be more quests and all the other stuff like we looked over to look forward to in the future. My current plan for what I'm doing is for the bank, it is more of a longer term thing. Maybe if you're gonna plan on doing it for a long term and you have a lot and you just want to throw it in here and not worry about the impermanent loss, then maybe I would just go ahead and do that. But I think the best option right now, if you're getting in because the floor for the heroes is kind of high, it's best to just get some jewel, throw it in here to one of these LPs, start farming this. And then what I'm gonna do with this is just basically harvest it. So when I harvest my jewel, I am gonna probably add a little bit more so I can, you know, get it to go a little bit faster. But I'll probably just take that, harvest it, throw it back into the LP tokens and just keep adding it and compounding it. That way I can start stacking jewel. And then before the AVAX expansion kind of goes live, they will be doing a thing where you'll have to have a certain amount in here to try to get the crystals. You'll have to have the X jewels to get the crystals. And that'll be like the currency that'll come with the AVAX expansion. So this game is pretty intense. There's a lot here. And it's definitely nothing like I've ever seen. Personally, as soon as I started looking into it and I connected my wallet and got in here and seen this map, I knew that I had to put some money into it just to check it out. And just putting it in, everything was very, very smooth. As somebody who's still very new to DeFi, it can be kind of intimidating, but everything worked very well. The fees were very low. The transactions went through first try. I didn't have any issues. As well as the transactions going through pretty quickly. All the tokens showed up perfectly fine in a well-timed manner. And then, you know, doing the LP, getting the seeds, putting it in here, all of this. Very, very simple, and it wasn't hard at all. And like I said, I'm still relatively new to DeFi and doing all of this. So from a beginner standpoint, I definitely would recommend checking this game out. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video on DeFi Kingdoms. Kind of a longer one, but I really think it deserves it because this project has an absolute ton of potential. I think mixing the idea of DeFi with a game, and not only that, but an MMORPG where you can have, you know, all these different kinds of characters. You can use the characters to rent out for passive income. You can use the characters to make new characters. You know, there's going to be the PvP. They're going to have the kingdom building with the buildings that do different things. There's just a ton. So I definitely suggest you guys take a deep dive down the rabbit hole into this game, join into the communities, talk to people, get involved, and just check it out for yourself. I definitely think this one has a ton of potential in the future, as well as the jewel token. I'm just going to assume it will go up over time as the game gets more popular and more people want to get involved. They're going to have to buy the jewel token, and there'll be a lot of incentives because they'll have it bridged to so many different networks. All those different networks are going to have to buy jewel. So keep that in mind as well. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment down below letting me know what you think about DeFi Kingdoms, and if you're interested in playing it. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you guys aren't going to want to miss out on any of my future videos because we show a lot of projects like this. But that's going to wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.